It was just past midnight when Ryan noticed something strange from his cabin window. The porch lights of the empty house next door were glowing. That house had been dark for weeks. He rubbed his eyes, thinking it was just fatigue from a long day of work on his off-grid cabin project. But then, the low hum of his generator echoed faintly across the cold night air. His chest tightened. Someone was using his power. Ryan had spent months wiring that solar diesel hybrid generator himself, his pride, his independence, his dream of living peacefully in the woods far away from HOA madness. Yet somehow, that same HOA, the one that fined him for painting his shed too rustic, seemed to have found a new way to invade his peace. The next morning, he followed the faint line of cords hidden beneath leaves and mud, until he reached Karen's yard. His neighbor, the self-appointed HOA queen, stood watering her flowers like nothing was wrong. The orange extension cord from her house ran straight under her fence and right into Ryan's property. "Morning, Ryan." She smiled sweetly. Ryan smiled back, forcing calm. "Morning, Karen. Nice lights last night." The smile on her face didn't flicker. "Oh, the HOA says shared power keeps the community spirit alive," she said, as if reading from a rulebook she wrote herself. Ryan didn't reply. But deep down, he promised himself, tonight, the generator thief would meet her match. Ryan wasn't one for revenge, but he was done being walked over. That night, he sat by his workbench, surrounded by wires, switches, and an old security control unit. He had one goal: to expose Karen's theft without confrontation, without shouting, just proof. He installed a new motion sensor by the generator, a pressure plate hidden under the gravel path, and a small siren linked to his phone. His cabin wasn't just going to be powered, it was going to be protected. By dawn, everything was ready. Ryan brewed his coffee, opened his porch window, and listened. Hours passed. Then, just before noon, he heard it, the faint click of a generator turning on, followed by the power meter rising abnormally fast. The thief was back. He peeked outside. There she was, Karen, in her sun hat, pretending to prune her bushes. The orange cord was back, plugged in tight. Her sprinklers, porch lights, and even her pool pump were all humming to life, all powered by his cabin generator. Ryan took a deep breath, pressed a button on his remote, and smiled quietly. A soft blue light flickered on his generator. The system was armed. What Karen didn't know was that this time, her free power came with a shocking surprise, not dangerous, but loud enough to teach a lesson she wouldn't forget. Karen was in her backyard, sipping lemonade, basking in what she called HOA privilege. Everything was perfect, her pool sparkling, her lights bright, her power bill nearly zero. She hummed proudly, then suddenly beep. Beep. Beep, a blaring siren burst from Ryan's yard. A blue strobe flashed over the fence. Karen jumped up, nearly spilling her drink. She ran toward the sound, yelling, "What is happening?" Ryan walked out calmly, phone in hand. "Karen," he said, "seems like my generator detected an unauthorized connection." Her eyes widened. "Unauthorized? You're overreacting. It's just power, we all share." Ryan tilted his head. "That's funny. Because I don't recall signing any power-sharing agreement." Then came the twist. The extension cord, now wired through his system, automatically shut down every connected device with a loud pop. Karen's sprinklers stopped mid-spray, her pool lights went dark, and her entire yard sank into silence. Karen stood frozen. The HOA queen was speechless for the first time ever. Ryan turned to leave but paused at the gate. "Don't worry," he said softly, "the system just logged the whole thing, video, timestamps, everything. I'll send it to the HOA board." Karen's confident smile vanished completely. By Monday, the entire neighborhood was buzzing. Ryan had emailed the HOA board the proof, a crisp, time-stamped video of Karen plugging in the stolen cord. At the meeting that evening, Karen walked in with her usual perfume and fake smile, but people's eyes followed her differently this time. The board president cleared his throat. "Karen, we've reviewed the footage." Her voice cracked. "That's not what it looks like." Ryan calmly replied, "It looks exactly like power theft, sir." Whispers rippled through the room. For years, Karen had fined others for the smallest mistakes: lawn height, mailbox color, even fence shades. Now the tables had turned. The board announced her fine and temporary removal from HOA duties. Karen's jaw dropped. "You can't do this." She cried, but no one defended her. The meeting ended with polite applause for Ryan. That night, as Ryan sat by his quiet generator, the stars above looked brighter than ever. But this story wasn't over yet. Because Karen wasn't the type to give up easily. Days later, Ryan noticed footprints near his fence. Someone had been snooping around again. Then came the letter, an official-looking HOA notice taped to his cabin door, claiming his security system violated community regulations. Ryan smirked. The letter had no signature, just Karen's handwriting. He decided not to confront her this time. Instead, he upgraded his system again, this time with a motion camera disguised as a birdhouse and a gentle sprinkler trap for trespassers. That night, the camera caught everything: Karen sneaking into his yard with a flashlight, trying to unplug the generator, and getting drenched as the sprinkler shot straight up, soaking her from head to toe. Her scream echoed into the dark woods. Ryan couldn't help but laugh quietly from his porch. "Guess the system still works," he whispered. The next morning, Karen's driveway was filled with curious neighbors. They'd all seen the video, because Ryan never posted it, but someone else from the board did. The community finally saw Karen for who she was. After the incident, Karen avoided everyone. Her HOA authority vanished overnight. No one waved when she passed, no one cared about her rules anymore. Meanwhile, Ryan became the unofficial neighborhood hero, the calm man who exposed the queen without shouting once. Even the HOA president stopped by to thank him for restoring peace, but Ryan didn't celebrate. He just wanted quiet, the life he had before all this chaos. He replaced his old fence, painted it, and planted wildflowers near it. The hum of his generator now sounded peaceful again. One evening, he heard a soft knock. It was Karen. She looked different, tired, humbled. "Ryan," she said softly, "I wanted to apologize." Ryan studied her face. "Apology accepted," he replied simply. "Just no more chords, okay?" She gave a small, embarrassed laugh. No more chords. For the first time, peace returned to their little community. Months later, as autumn leaves covered the yard, Ryan received a letter, this time, official. It was from the HOA. Inside was a note: "Ryan, due to your security innovation and calm leadership, we'd like to offer you the position of HOA advisor." He laughed, shaking his head. The man who once escaped HOA madness was now being invited to lead it. Ryan smiled, folded the letter, and tossed it gently into his drawer. "Maybe later," he said softly. As the sun set behind his cabin, he looked toward Karen's house, her lights dim, but peaceful. No more theft, no more drama. Just quiet. Sometimes, standing up for yourself doesn't mean fighting loud, it means being smarter, calmer, and letting the truth do the work. And that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story. If you loved the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.